Meteor Paintball are releasing a mechanical gun. What did they put? They put that it's ultra low pressure, which, I don't know what that means. I mean, everyone's saying their guns are low pressure. It's engineered for maximum efficiency and consistent velocity. Again, marketing speak kind of stuff. The most interesting thing about it, though, is it's closed bolt. And, I was trying to compile a list of paintball guns that are, sort of recent that are closed bolt. Obviously, we have autocockers and pump guns, stuff like that. But currently, there's the Nova N4 that's closed bolt. So with most paintball guns, right, what's happening is, let's say that we have the gun right here, right, and there's no paintballs loaded in there at all. With regular electronic guns, what you would do is, or any of these guns, right, even this thing, this is an open bolt gun. What I meant to say was if you have an electronic hopper, you'd turn the hopper on, paintball would load in, you pull the trigger on this Mech, and it's going to shoot, right? The bolt goes forward, and it shoots. If you had a closed bolt gun, like let's say the new Meteor gun, they're going to call the Ghost, or so you have an autococker, what's going to happen is the bolt's actually forward like this. It doesn't rest in this back position. So the bolt is forward. So if you have the hopper like this, you turn your hopper on, it hits the bolt. So the way you load a paintball in there is that first trigger pull, that ball goes in and it pushes it forward. But then the next trigger pull, the gun will actually shoot. Then the bolt comes back, another paintball will load. So it's actually firing from this position. So the bolt is never really moving when the gun fires. It shoots. Whereas this thing, an open bolt like the Mech moves forward and it's all kind of in one motion. But what's interesting about that, one of the real problems though, is that you can see if you load this in like this, right, and then you pull that trigger, it's going to go and then push that ball forward. The ball right now is actually in the barrel, so that if you tipped the gun down, the paintball actually will slide out the barrel. So what Meteor are going to do is they're going to use a detent right here, and they're also going to put one further forward in the gun. So they're going to move the breech forward a little bit longer. So that's one of the reasons the front of that gun looks longer. So there's a detent that'll stop double feeding right here. But then once that ball is actually pushed in there, there's another detent right in the front, like right there, that's going to stop that paintball from rolling down the barrel. But Meteor are releasing a closed bolt gun. So for you old school guys, a lot of closed bolt, like people say they're a little bit more consistent or more accurate. I don't know if that's ever been proven, but it is just interesting, having a different style gun out there that's closed bolt rather than open bolt, because everything is open bolt. So just having more variety is pretty cool. I assume it will be very, very high quality. All that Meteor stuff that I've ever touched has been really good. Apparently it's going to be around $500. Should be available this fall. So like 6 months or so, and should be around that $500 price.